organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up tonight on Daily Iowan TV, this week a lot of people will be seeing red. Find out what Iowa City will be doing in the wake of AIDS awareness.
And we'll take a look at what one high school is doing to make the school bus a safer place for students.
Another win for the Hawkeyes in a Cy-Hawk Series event.
Find out more in sports.
All that and more coming up.
Daily Iowan TV starts right now. Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Jeremy Meyer.
And I'm Megan Sanchez.
Tomorrow begins the first day of December. It's also World AIDS Day. To bring awareness to the global AIDS epidemic, Iowa City is hosting a series of events this week named I See Red Week. The color red will appear on posters, clothing, ribbons, and even buildings and windows. This week will also contain several events honoring the lives of people who have died from the disease. Check out Wednesday's edition of Daily Iowan TV to see reporter Austin Love give you a closer look at these events.
A Chicago man was arrested Monday after allegedly threatening to shoot students at the University of Chicago. The threat was in retaliation to the shooting of 17-year-old black teenager Laquan McDonald, who was shot multiple times by a Chicago policeman. Although the threat was not actualized, 21-year-old Jabari Dean was charged with transmitting a threat in interstate commerce. Classes were canceled at the University of Chicago after the threat was made to ensure the safety of students. FBI officials warned the university on Sunday afternoon about the impeding activity, which the university acted upon. Campus safety has increased at the school, and more patrol services have been added. If convicted, Dean could face up to 5 years in prison.
Recently in Johnson County, a student recorded an incident on his cell phone that appears to show a driver hitting a 15-year-old boy on a school bus. Daily Iowan TV's Haley Van Dyke has more on the story about what happened on that big yellow bus.
Throughout the Johnston community, the school district has announced that there will be an installation of cameras on the school buses. Officials hope this will ensure children's safety after a recent possible assault from a district bus driver to a special needs student a few weeks ago. I interviewed Ann Browning, principal of Tate High School, to give her opinion about new cameras and how she feels they will make all the difference.
The bus drivers, and we work closely with the principals. They can communicate, like all buses have GPS, so we know exactly where the buses are at all times. If a lot of people call ahead and said the bus isn't here, I could communicate with the bus barn. They'll say, you know what, they know to the minute. They are 3 minutes behind. They'll be at that bus stop. So on cold days, they can communicate, and there's GPS, so they know where they are.
Riding the buses when we were younger was always quite the experience. Now, with each camera soon to be mounted to the front of the bus, images and voice recordings will be available for viewing by the principal if requested. Cameras will be on 24/7 to ensure that nothing goes wrong.
Behavior, it's helped a lot. I mean, I've requested videos and looked at the cameras and been able to talk with students about their behavior just directly because of the cameras.
I'm Haley Van Dyke reporting from Tate High School for DITV.
One person was hospitalized after an on-duty Johnson County Sheriff's Office deputy collided with a civilian vehicle. Deputy Ryan Quiles was on patrol Saturday evening at the intersection of Highway 6 and 109, stopped at a stop sign. When he began to cross the intersection, he collided with 3 people. One person was taken and treated at the hospital, while the other people involved were checked at the scene. Deputy Quiles is cited for failure to yield upon entering a thoroughfare. The crash will be investigated internally in compliance with the Sheriff's Department policy.
One large Midwestern agricultural company will be laying off a large chunk of their workers. John Deere announced Monday they'll be laying off 220 employees indefinitely at their Moline plant starting in February. Now, this decision is based on the expected decrease in agricultural machinery sale in 2016. Deere expects equipment sales to drop by 7% in the next fiscal year. The manufacturing company currently holds about 60% of the shares in the U.S. farm equipment market.
The weather has cooled down, but some people will call it perfect for running. A nonprofit organization called Girls on the Run inspires 3rd through 6th grade girls to be confident and healthy while also learning different ways to have fun while running. Daily Iowan TV's Lauren Martin has more.
Whether it's running around their school or working on a community impact project, this after-school program is influential for these young girls.
And we kind of incorporate running with positive life lessons, such as positive self-talk, anti-bullying tactics, anti-gossip, friendship making, and incorporate those within the curriculum of running.
United as one, the girls bond over these activities, making it fun for everyone while staying physically active.
It's just really fun. I can't quite know why. It's just something I've done for a while. I've participated in Girls on the Run when I was little. I've always really liked to run, and it's just fun for me.
After a long 10-week season of running laps and building character, the girls get to show off their hard work at their annual 5K.
Sprinting across the finish line, these young girls continue to prove just how strong and empowering they really are. Lauren Martin, Daily Iowan TV.
Local Islamic leaders are working to end the negative stigma surrounding the Muslim faith. Imam Bilal says educating the public on what the Muslim faith is about will hopefully deter the public's negative views on the faith. Bilal presented information to an audience at the Iowa City Public Library. After his presentation, audience members asked questions to gain a better grasp on the religion.
Well, Jeremy, we had some snow last week, and I truly thought we were going to have a white Thanksgiving, but with some rain and some warmer weather, didn't happen.
And today we got even more rain, so we'll see if that's going to stay in the Iowa City forecast. For now, let's toss it over to Haley Van Dyke standing by with the weather for the rest of the week.
Today we experienced quite the dreary day with cloudy skies and non-stop rain, but thankfully the rain looks like it will be clearing up. Starting tomorrow, don't forget that beanie to keep your head warm, because it will be in the 30s all day with partly cloudy skies. In the morning, it will be a bitter 32. Leading into the afternoon, temps will raise up to 37. Finally, when it's time to call it a night, temperatures will go back down to 33. As we take a look to the rest of the week, Tuesday and Wednesday will be partly cloudy skies with temps reaching low 40s as the high, then 20s later on in the night. Thursday, we will finally see clear skies and temps up to 43 and a low of 26. Friday is a high of 47 and a low temp of 29. Saturday has temperatures looking at a beautiful high of 49 and lows of 30 with clear skies. Finishing off the weekend, Sunday's high will be in the mid-40s at 45 degrees and a low at 32 with partly cloudy skies. Now that's going to start to be now that it's starting to be December, keep bundling up, Iowa. Less isn't always more. I'm Haley Van Dyke with the weather. Now back to you guys at the desk.
A Massachusetts judge is planning on hearing arguments of the Boston Marathon bombers' request for a new trial. The hearing is scheduled for Tuesday in federal court. Dzhokhar Tsarnaev is asking for his trial to be held in a different location, arguing that a local Massachusetts jury could not be objective. During his previous trial, the lawyers did admit that Tsarnaev and his older brother did commit the 2013 bombings, but argued that his brother was the mastermind. He was convicted and sentenced to death earlier this year.
15-year-old Tuteskak Tonatu is one of 21 young environmental activists who sued President Obama on Wednesday for failure to reduce fossil fuel usage. The Colorado teen, who began advocating for environmental protection when he was only 6 years old, campaigned on behalf of Obama at age 8. However, now he is accusing him of not doing enough to protect the environment. Although Tonatu has spoken at the United Nations 3 times, he says that talk is cheap and is demanding protective action.
Now, Megan, as a Boston sports fan, I've seen my fair share of big games, but there seems to be an energy right now in Iowa City unique about this 12-0 football team.
Absolutely. Black and gold is the buzz. Let's toss it over to Laura and Holly for more on Championship Week. Ladies?
It's on to the Big Ten Championship for Kirk Ferentz's squad after another convincing victory over the weekend.
Each game there has been one running back that has taken most of the weight, and that did not change at Nebraska on Friday afternoon.
This player proved once again that this offense has 4 game-ready running backs. Football reporter Taylor Brooks has more.
After playing his last game inside Kinnick Stadium last weekend against Purdue, Senior running back Jordan Canzeri wanted to go into the last game of the regular season just playing his part. And the explosion he had in the third quarter sent a spark through the offense. It might have been Jordan Canzeri powering into the end zone for 2 touchdowns to get Iowa ahead Saturday, but Canzeri credits the men around him.
All up to the line, receivers blocking downfield, fullback leading the way again because, again, I didn't get touched. And when you have 11 guys working like that, those are the plays that can develop and happen.
Iowa's offensive game struggled against Nebraska's big man defense as they only allowed 250 total offensive yards for Iowa. But Canzeri's mentality says it all.
It's next play, and we just knew that we just had to continue to grind on them because there was a lot of tough yardage that we had against them, and they were a good team. They had a lot of they had big guys, solid guys, physical guys up front. So that was something that we knew coming into this game. It'd be tough to run the ball, but if we continue to grind it and push and finish our plays, that the big ones will eventually happen.
Offensive lineman Austin Blythe noticed the shift in the second half from his men up front.
We weren't playing like ourselves, especially up front the first half, and just wanted to come out and run the same plays and execute them to the best of our ability.
Even though Canzeri was the only prominent running back rushing for 140 net yards, it still remained a team effort.
Just gets back to our team, though. Again, the players, the work that they've done, their level of commitment's been really impressive. So all of us as coaches, support staff folks, it's fun to be around these guys every day.
The emotions ran high for everyone as they walked out of Memorial Stadium 12-0 for the first time.
It was a little emotional coming off the field just because I've never been a part of a team like this. Just everybody fights for each other, really. No individuals, just a total team effort.
Reporting inside Memorial Stadium, this has been Taylor Brooks for Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Aside from the offensive side of the ball, the defense played a prominent role in Friday's 28-20 win, and a part of that was the defensive tackle, Parker Hesse.
The redshirt freshman earned Big Ten Freshman of the Week honors after his first interception and touchdown against Nebraska. That marks the 6th Hawkeye to receive Player of the Week award from the Big Ten Conference and is the 5th time the Hawkeye defense has put points on the board.
On to basketball now, as the Iowa women's and men's hoops were on the road over Thanksgiving break. Women's basketball was at the Lone Star Showcase in Austin, Texas, while the men were at the Advocare Invitational in Orlando, Florida.
The women finished with 2 wins and 1 loss against George Washington in double overtime, while the men suffered 2 losses to Dayton and Notre Dame.
Both men's and women's teams return to Iowa City next week. Men's on Wednesday in the ACC Big Ten Challenge against Florida State, and the women's team returns Sunday, December 6th against Robert Morris.
Our wrestling reporters were in Ames on Sunday for another installment of the Iowa Corn Cyhawk series. Wrestling reporter Zach Mackey has more.
The rivalry between the Hawkeyes and the Cyclones did not disappoint. The Hawks got off to a slow start, but bounced back to their 6th victory of the year, and it all started at 133 pounds. It was a 9-2 decision for Iowa's Corey Clark that sparked the momentum for the Hawkeyes. Iowa State tied up the match at 141 pounds as Iowa State's Dante Rodriguez defeated Iowa freshman Logan Bryan in a decision 6-2. 165 pounds was the only other time that the Cyclones recorded a win, as Iowa's Patrick Rhodes lost in a decision 10-0 to the number 11th ranked wrestler in the country, Tanner Weatherman. The Hawkeyes left Ames on Sunday having won 8 of the 10 matches, but head coach Tom Bryant still saw some room for improvement.
We want to own the third period, we want to own the second period, we want to own the first period. We're greedy.
There was some excitement at 184 pounds with Iowa's Sammy Brooks. With only 30 seconds left in the match, it looked like Brooks was going to walk away with the major decision. And then, all of a sudden, Brooks lets off Danny Pastrano and takes him straight to his back with 15 seconds left in the match and records the pin.
I was going to let him up and maybe try and throw him from his feet or whatever, just like Sorensen saying, whatever was there. He came up pretty hard, so I just
For the 12th straight time, the Dan Gable Traveling Trophy will be staying in Iowa City with the Hawkeyes. Reporting inside the Hilton Coliseum, Zach Mackey, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
The Hawkeyes are back in action on Friday as they welcome the Jackrabbits from North Dakota State University.
That's all the time we have today. Jeremy and Megan, back to you.
Be sure to check us out on our website, dailyiowan.com, for all the latest news, weather, and sports. I'm Megan Sanchez.
And I'm Jeremy Meyer. Have a great night.